Sunday dinner looked picture-perfect, Mom's best china laid out. Roast beef cooling in the center, but the conversation quickly turned into a discussion about my life, as if I wasn't even there. "We've put the Malibu house on the market," Dad said, slicing his meat with meticulous care. "Christina at Platinum really thinks we can fetch at least $8.5 million, maybe more if we find the right buyer." I froze mid-bite. "Wait, you listed what, my beach house?" "Rachel, don't act clueless," my sister Lauren said, eyes glued to her phone, likely drooling over yacht listings again. "It's not like you even use it." "I don't because I work in New York." "Exactly," Mom added brightly. "You're 3,000 miles away. The house sits empty while property values climb. We're just being practical with family assets." Family assets. The beach house I bought 4 years ago for $4.2 million. $2 million of my own cash from my bonuses at Goldman Sachs. "Who gave you permission to list it?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. Dad waved me off. "Rachel, we're your parents. We don't need permission to handle family property. The money will be split. Evenly you'll get your share." "My share. Of my own house." "Our house," Lauren corrected without looking up. "Technically, it's family property. You just happen to live there sometimes." I had purchased that house in 2019 under my name alone. Sole owner, no mortgage. The deed was clear, but I had made the mistake of giving them keys when I first bought it, saying they could use it for vacations. Apparently, that translated to ownership in their minds. "I'm splitting my share with Jeremy anyway," Lauren added. "We're putting a down payment on a Yada 42-footer. Your beach house money should cover it perfectly." Dad explained Lauren's portion would be about $2.1 million. "Your mother and I will take $2.1 million too. That leaves you $4.3 million, Rachel. Plenty for a nice Manhattan apartment." They'd already divvied up my house, planned my money, decided my share without asking me a single question. "When did you even list it?" I asked. "This morning. Christina has showings lined up for Tuesday and Thursday. She's optimistic beachfronts are moving fast." Mom smiled. "This could solve everyone's financial problems." "What financial problems?" "Well, your father's retirement took a hit last year, and Lauren's business." "My boutique is an investment," Lauren interrupted. "It's going to blow up. I just need capital to expand." Their financial problems were really Dad's bad investments. Lauren's perpetually failing boutique, and Mom wanting a kitchen remodel she couldn't afford. And the solution? Sell my house. I pulled out my phone and texted my real estate attorney. "Family listed my Malibu property without authorization. Cease and desist to Platinum Really. Also need you at the property Tuesday morning for the showing. James on it. This will be memorable," my attorney replied. "Rachel, put the phone down," Dad snapped. "We're having family time." "I'm contacting my attorney," I said firmly. Silence fell. "Your attorney?" Mom's voice went higher. "Why do you need an attorney?" "Because you're trying to sell a house you don't legally own." "Don't exaggerate," Dad said. "It's family property. We all have rights to it." "No, I have the rights. I'm the sole owner. I paid for it myself. You have none." Lauren finally looked up. "That's not fair. We've been using the house for years. We have keys. We've stayed there dozens of times. Being a guest doesn't make you an owner." "Dad said when you bought it that it was for the whole family," Lauren argued. "I have texts where you said we could use it any time. Using it doesn't equal owning it. You can't sell what isn't yours." "We'll see what Christina says," Dad said smugly. "She's handled multi-million-dollar homes for decades. I'm sure she knows family property laws better than you." I smiled faintly. "I'm sure she does." Tuesday morning I landed in Los Angeles. James was waiting at the Malibu property at 9 a.m. The showing wasn't until 10 o'clock, but we wanted to be ahead of the game. "The cease and desist was delivered yesterday," James said, scrolling through documents on his tablet. "Christina Williamson at Platinum Really confirmed receipt, but insists she has authorization from your parents to move forward with the sale." "On what basis?" "Some handwritten note from your father claiming power of attorney over your assets. He absolutely doesn't have that." "I know. I've already filed a fraud complaint with the California Real Estate Board. She could risk losing her license for this." At 9:47, a sleek black Mercedes pulled up. Christina Williamson stepped out mid-50s, impeccably dressed, radiating the confidence of a seasoned luxury realtor. My parents and Lauren followed close behind. "Rachel," Mom said, flustered. "Why are you here?" "It's my house. Where else would I be?" Christina approached, her professional smile firmly in place. "Miss Stevens, I'm Christina Williamson from Platinum Really. Your parents engaged me to sell property without your authorization." James cut in, extending his card. "James Chin, real estate attorney, representing Miss Stevens, the sole legal owner. You received our cease and desist yesterday." Christina's smile faltered. Mr. Stevens provided documentation showing he has power of attorney. That document is fraudulent, James said flatly. Miss Stevens never granted power of attorney. Standard due diligence requires verifying the county deed, which clearly lists Rachel Stevens as the sole owner. Now wait, just a minute, Dad started. Mr. Stevens, you do not have the right to sell this property, James continued. Attempting to do so is fraud. Ms. Williamson, you're complicit in facilitating that fraud. That's not just a license violation. It's potentially criminal. Christina frantically scrolled through her phone, face paling. The county records show Rachel Stevens as the sole owner, James concluded. Purchased October 2019 for $4.2 million cash. No co-owners, no liens. Sole ownership. Miss Stevens. Dad tried desperately. Christina, this is just a misunderstanding. The house was for family use, Rachel agreed. We thought you could help manage it. I turned sharply. Did you verify ownership before listing the property? Your father provided documents, she stammered. Fraudulent documents? Did you check the official deed? Her silence spoke volumes. You listed an $8.5 million property without confirming the owner, James said. That's gross negligence at minimum. You had potential buyers lined up for a property you have no right to show. Miss Stevens could sue, and the real estate board will almost certainly investigate. Rachel, please, Mom begged, tears brimming. We're family. We can work this out. You tried to sell my house without asking me. You divided up the money, planned the spending, and listed it. When was I supposed to be consulted? We thought you'd understand, Lauren said, shrugging. You never use it anyway. It's mine. That's all that matters. My house, my money, my decision. A silver Bentley pulled up. A well-dressed couple in their 60s stepped out, clearly prospective buyers. Is this the 10 a.m. showing? The man asked Christina. Christina looked pale. I'm so sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Jang. There's been a complication. The property isn't actually for sale. Not for sale. Mrs. Jang frowned. Your listing went live Sunday. We flew in from San Francisco just for this. The listing was unauthorized, James explained. The true owner, Miss Stevens, never consented. A mistake? Mr. Jean's voice hardened. We VA wasted time and money on a property that isn't even for sale. You can sue Platinum really for this, James said calmly. Fraudulent listing, misrepresentation, wasting potential buyers' time. Typical damages run into tens of thousands. The Jeans turned to Christina, who looked like she wanted to vanish. After promising to call their attorney, the couple drove off, leaving Christina fuming at my family. You told me you owned this property? You submitted fake documents? I have 3 more showings this week with serious buyers. Do you realize how much damage this does to my reputation? We thought, Dad began. You thought you could sell someone else's house and I wouldn't check ownership? I've been in real estate 30 years. This is exactly the type of fraud that ruins careers. We didn't mean. I'm reporting this to my legal team. Fraud, misrepresentation, wasting my time and my client's time. You will hear from my attorney. She drove off, tires squealing slightly. My family lingered in my driveway, the ocean roaring behind us, finally grasping the weight of what they'd done. Rachel, we didn't think Mom started weekly. You didn't think I'd find out. You didn't think listing someone's house without permission was illegal? What exactly didn't you think through? We needed the money, Lauren said quietly. Dad's retirement is in trouble. My boutique is failing. We thought you'd help. Help is when you ask. This is theft. We're family. Dad raised his voice. What's yours should be available to family in need. Then why didn't you ask? Why not call me and say you needed help? Why go straight to illegally listing my house? Silence. Because you knew I'd say no, I answered. Because you knew I'd tell Lauren to close her failing boutique, and Dad to face the consequences of his poor investments. So instead, you tried to steal my house and divvy up the money before I could stop you. What happens now? Mom whispered. James pulled out more paperwork. Miss Stevens is filing a police report for attempted fraud. The real estate board is investigating Ms. Williamson, who will likely countersue your family for reputational and business damages. You're looking at civil and, potentially criminal liability. Unless, I said, we resolve this immediately. They looked at me, desperate. You return every key to this property. You sign a legal acknowledgement that you have zero ownership claim. You never contact Christina Williamson or any realtor regarding this property again. And you pay her $50,000 for the harm caused to her business and reputation. $50,000, Dad sputtered. We don't have it. Sell something. Figure it out. Those are my terms. Otherwise, James files everything and you face the legal consequences. That afternoon, in my lawyer's office, all 3 of them signed the documents, formally relinquishing any claim to my property. The $50,000 to Christina came from Dad's so-called depleted retirement account, which magically had funds when faced with legal action. Lauren's yacht plans evaporated. Mom's kitchen remodel never happened. Dad's investment disasters remained his problem. I changed all the locks on the beach house. 3 months later, Lauren finally shuttered her boutique. She started a job at Nordstrom, learning what real retail work truly was. Dad sent a single email, "We were wrong. I'm sorry, I saved it but didn't reply." Mom called once, asking if we could move past the incident. I told her we could move past it when she understood that attempting to sell someone else's house wasn't tea and unpleasantness. It was felony fraud. She hung up. The Malibu house is still mine. Absolutely mine. I fly in from New York every month to sit on the deck and watch the waves crash against the rocks that belong only to me. The for sale sign never went up. The family that tried to sell it no longer has keys. And the luxury realtor who failed to check the deed, she learned a costly lesson. Some homes are never for sale, no matter who thinks they deserve them. Mine never was, and never will be.